hide your light, and all around seems only night. I call your name and fear is gone, and only love remains. When I just don't know what to do in this world to make it through, I call your name and carry on, and only love remains. When the wherefores and the whys seem so hard to come by, I call your name to understand, and only love remains. When no answers come around, only faith and trust resound, I call your name and carry on, and only love remains. In this world of mysteries, fantasies and travesties, poverties and treasuries, only your love sustains. Without it there's just hopelessness, helplessness and foolishness, and only wisdom comes to those who give all in your name. Whatever path you put me on, please give me strength to carry on, and fill my heart at every step with devotion to your name. I don't have very much to give, but song and dance and daily bread, but all that you have given me, I offer in your name. Only love remains, only love remains, only love remains, only love remains. Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshabhirya Chatraha Steireirangais Tushtuvagum Sastanubihi Vyashema Devahitanyadayuhu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, O gods, may we hear with our ears what is auspicious. O ye adorable ones, may we see with our eyes what is auspicious. May we sing praises to ye and enjoy with strong limbs and body the life allotted to us by the gods. Om, peace, peace, peace. Ours is a time of anxiety because we have willed it to be so. Our anxiety is not imposed on us by force from outside. We impose it on our world and upon one another from within ourselves. Good morning, everyone. That was Thomas Merton, by the way. Thank you for coming me again. Our topic today is when life feels like too much. Do you ever find yourself saying this? This is too much. Can't take it anymore. This becomes like a repeated line, like a mantra. Do we know why? Sometimes life is overwhelming, so many things. We know what it is, the same routine again and again. We all have it. We all experience it at different degrees. And we all have our own ways to deal with it, although not always in the wisest way. This morning on my phone, I got a notification to warn me. Whether it was normal, relaxed, or high. If high, my phone says, you need relaxation. You need to relax. What is it? In one word, we can say it all. Stress. We all experience stress in our lives. And sometimes we feel like it's too much to take it. So according to the scientific definition, stress is the body's natural automatic reaction to challenges, automatic reaction to changes or threats, triggering a fight or flight response that releases hormones like adrenaline and the cortisol, the very famous cortisol. So in this definition, we find natural reaction to challenges and changes. Pretty much what we experience in our daily life. But stress isn't all bad. In the short term, stress allows us to immediately respond to threats and survive. And we need to use this. Short-term stress can increase alertness and energy to meet deadlines or avoid danger. And this is very important, it's key. However, long-term chronic stress can lead to serious physical and mental health issues. There is an author, his name is David G. He wrote a book, the name is Destressifying. Yeah, he made up this word. And he says stress is how we respond when our needs are not met. It's how we respond when our needs are not met. And our needs are all over the place. Stress is universal because our needs are universal. Yet, we all have our own way to how to respond to having our own needs met and how we respond when they aren't met. It's our action and responses to unmet needs that truly shape the way we live. It's our action and responses to unmet needs that truly shape the way we live. And I mean how much relaxation we need, according to my phone. Our thoughts, words, and reactions to ourselves and others, driven by these unmet needs, determine how much Om I need in my life. Is it true? I guess it is. Thoughts, words, reactions to ourselves and to others. This is how we deal with these unmet expectations to our needs. The world is constantly throwing demands and challenges to our way, creating new needs and creating new addictions. It's inevitable. We all have to relate to the world. Life, by its very nature, involves constant interaction. It's inevitable. Living is relating to the world. From family and work to society and politics, we are perpetually engaged. We don't seem to be able to stop it. We can't. This is life. And when one has to interact with the world day after day, stress is to be expected. Not everything will be our way. Not everything will be in comply with my likes, what I want, how I want things, my needs. However, if one can find a harmonious balance with their surroundings, no emotional stress is experienced. What is this? Looks like there is light at the end of a tunnel. If we can find harmonious balance, when you enjoy what you do, it doesn't cause you any stress, does it? When you enjoy what you do, it doesn't cause you any stress. However, a person may love to gamble. But in our society, there is also a stigma attached to it. Hence, the person drawn to gambling is bound to feel guilty. And one's home has no happiness. It will cause stress. Why? Because you like it too much. Or because there is no balance, control. You can't spend the whole day playing video games, no matter how much you love them, can you? There must be some balance so that there is no stress on things you like and enjoy. Since our interactions with the world are inevitable, stress is a natural consequence. One has to relate to the world, for living is relating to the world. If one can see the difference between being alive and living, then it follows that one need not relate to the world in order to be alive. In sleep, for example, one is alive, but one does not relate to anything. So too in coma. In dreams, one connects with the objects depicted, unaware that they are merely projections of one's own self. I relate to the world, therefore I am living. Present continuous. I am living. I am alive and I am living. When I am awake, I relate to the world. However, when I relate to something, I either find harmony in it or not, meaning it can become a source of disharmony. If it becomes a source of disharmony, I can keep myself safe if I have certain space within myself to retain that safety. If it becomes a source of disharmony, when something I relate to becomes a source of disharmony, I can keep myself safe if I have certain space within myself to retain that safety. But if I don't, guess what's going to happen? Therefore, to live a life with no stress, one has to learn that one has the capacity to live in harmony, and also one needs to command enough space within to protect oneself from being an emotional victim to others' disturbing actions and behaviors. Does it make sense? Pretty much. Stress arises not from this engagement itself, but when we lose inner distance, when external events, people, and expectations are internalized as personal threats or failures. You identify with that, with those events. Now you must be thinking, well, Swami, it's difficult. I know it's difficult. Hey, that's why we are all stressed out. The main problem is that it is very difficult to keep the external world external. This is not me. It is happening. I am living around this, but I have nothing to do with it. I have to relate to it, but I'm not that. When we allow situations to invade our inner peace through unmet expectations, guilt, and emotional reactivity, we become emotional victims of others' behavior. Thus, stress is not in the world. It is in the mind that refuses to let the world be as it is. It's in the mind that refuses to let the world be as it is. If I can keep the external things external, then I can relate to them, respond to them objectively, dispassionately. However, more often than not, I allow them to affect me. I internalize situations. We have to keep them external. The natural question must be, well, Swami, they are already external. Who am I to keep them external? You cannot externalize something that is already external. But even though the people and the objects are external to our senses, some of them can become causes of concern, frustration, and so on, making themselves present in our mind. Even though external, they come, we open the door, and they come within us. They live in our minds. We welcome it. Consequently, these people are no longer outside. They are inside me. People, objects, circumstances, events. These unfulfilled desires, the demands, the expectations leave me helpless. And that turns into frustration. This becomes a permanent source of stress. There is no stress, really speaking, Only there is the stressed person. You see it? It's us. It begins and it ends in us. The stressed person is the one who is frustrated, who is not able to live in harmony with one's world. If relating to the world brings stress, I have no way out of stress because I cannot get away from the world in the sense I cannot stop relating to the world. That's why it's too much. We need to understand this. Of course, you can say, Swami, you can cut down certain relationships, but that also is a source of stress. Maybe they are family, relatives, the people you live with. Therefore, there is one way out, and that is to discover certain space within myself while relating and interacting with each other, interacting with the world. The solution is creating a sacred inner space. That's why spiritual life is so important. A sacred inner space. We must have it. I am not the roles I play. I am the conscious presence in which all roles arise. I am the conscious presence in which all roles arise. I am different from all the roles I play. And I say roles, because we play many roles, you know. The path of stress-free living begins with recognizing that one is not the role one plays. And I use the word role because one is the same person who is father and son, mother or daughter. Yet you act differently, don't you? As a father, you play the role of a father. You are the same person, yet you behave differently. You set boundaries to your kids. You play the role of a father. And as a son, you say, yes, mom, whatever you say. As a son, parent, employee, or citizen, one assumes many identities. But the I behind all roles remains unchanged. If I am both daughter and mother, son or father, it means that I am the daughter or the son with reference to my parents, and the mother or the father with reference to my kid. Therefore, I am the one who is all these roles, but not the roles themselves. If that is so, then definitely I must be different from any of them. Since I am different from the roles, I can assume the status of any of these. Assuming this given status is what we call the role. Let's take the example of an actor. This is told by Swami Dhyanayogananda. One of his lectures, he talks about the beggar. The actor A, who plays the role of the beggar B. This actor plays the beggar's role so well that no real life beggar can beg so well as the actor does. It's great. The actor has studied and picked up the best nuances of begging. The actor plays the beggar so well that tears flow. He knows, I'm making a show here. I'm doing it. It's coming along well, right? The actor, therefore, can be the best beggar on the stage. At the same time, there is a space within a person. It is that space I am talking about. Can you guess? Is the actor the beggar? It is a sacred space, a space that makes the whole role a drama, and an enjoyable one, not only for the actor but also for others. It is the space of knowledge that is worked out by the awareness that the role is I, but I am not the role. Do you see it now? When the beggar comes on stage, the actor has to be there. When the beggar talks, the actor talks. The whole anatomy of the beggar is that of the actor. In other words, B is A. There is no compromise possible here. He is not affected by the beggar's suffering because he retains the awareness. B is A, but A is not B. The awareness of the role is the only distance here because between A and B there is no distance, physical, spatial, or time-wise. A is not away from B. A is not affected by the miserable, tragic lot of the beggar. According to the script in the play, the beggar suffers a lot of abuse, but Mr. A, the actor, takes all of them without being in any way affected. He actually enjoys it. He is congratulated for crying. His friend also knows it. A is not B. But what a great job he's doing. That was great. The space between A and B is a permanent space. Find it. It's in all of us. It is the same in real life too. This space is not physical distance, but the cognitive clarity that I am the conscious witness, not the role. Flip it. All the roles we play, that strong identity we have, is just a role. That conscious being within you, the witness, knowing I am the actor, is not the role. It's not the beggar. Find that space within you. Keep that distance. Keep that awareness. Role-playing can be very tiresome and stressful if there is no space while playing the role. For no role is free of difficulty or obstacle. We know that very well, either in real life or on the stage. Any actors here? There you go, yes. Every role, be it the role of a father, the mother of a son, a daughter, and so on, is not going to be without problems. The role of a mother is not going to be without some challenges, especially these days. Every role has challenges. And these challenges turn into frustration if they are not met with, thereby leading to stress. Now, I mentioned before this author, David G. and his book, Disestrifying, where he says, stress is how we respond when our needs are not met. Stress has a root in our needs, in our wants. And boy, we want. We want all the time. Therefore, stress is with us, with our wants, and creates a lot of problems where we call it here, point to the head, no? But it's all over. It's the mind. The needs, our wants, they are linked with the stress. Let's see how we can respond to frustration. Let's see how we can respond to our thoughts. How we deal with our minds. We must look upon our minds as a garden and cultivate all the healthy thoughts that will bring about bliss, the best flowers possible, that will bring about bliss, ananda, to us and to others as well who visit our garden. When we are regularly tending the garden, we have to do a job. We have to weed out the weeds, the wrong plants. So we have to make our mind a beautiful garden. There is one particular topic that is highlighted in our scriptures when it comes to being and becoming. Being, we already are. Becoming is we realize that we got a job to do. The transformation of our minds. Okay, nobody can escape that. All we got, this spiritual heritage, is this. We have a problem. Our problem is we want a lot. So we need to deal with our minds. It is called Mana Shuddhi. Mana Shuddhi, the cleanliness of the mind. And when it comes to this topic, we have to deal with something I think I spoke here before. We call it raga and dvesha. I will briefly repeat this. Raga and dvesha means likes and dislikes. Listen, your likes and your dislikes. Pay attention. As a personality, that's all you are. A bunch of likes and dislikes. No, Swami, but you say that you are a conscious being. Yes, yes, yes. But as a personality, you are a bunch of likes and dislikes. Raga means liking or attachment. I don't like to use that word because we use it, so frequently. It loses power, the clinging that we have to things of our liking. We all like certain people and certain situations. In simple words, raga is likes, and similarly, dvesha is not those things we hate, but we dislike. Is it clear? We simply dislike. And guess what? We have to be able to manage these likes and dislikes. And in order to do so, we have to understand how they work and the consequences. The Vedas talk about their nature and a few features of these likes and dislikes. It is present everywhere in all of us. Even the gods have it. Did you know that? All the gods, created by us, of course. We can find them in these in our scriptures. They are all over the place. In our Puranas, mythology. Did you know Shiva likes white flowers? or he's just happy if you offer him a lift. And Krishna likes ghee, butter. Holy people also carried on their lives with likes and dislikes. Even Sri Ramakrishna, those who are familiar with his life, even Jesus, even Buddha, had to deal with likes and dislikes. Because that's life. What we need to understand is that these two go hand by hand, and they are always present. They are always there. They have got advantages and disadvantages. The advantages is that when it conforms to what I want and what I like, the result is I'm happy. And when it does not, I experience sorrow and pain. As easy as that. So these likes and dislikes naturally create conforming situations, conducive situations to my happiness, and non-conducive situations, non-conforming situations that will bring about sorrow. These are inevitable. Now, if it is clear with us, we move a step forward. We are moving forward. They are inevitable. Situations that are conducive to my likings and situations that are not. Now, what happens is these non-conforming situations will definitely bring about emotional disruptions. And that's us. I remember a few days ago, I was talking here also about this emotional person that we all are. When you look, you turn to yourself, and look at yourself, I'm like, I'm just a bunch of emotions. It feels like that. Based on what? My likes and dislikes. Therefore, non-conforming situations will bring about emotional disturbances, emotional disruptions. And these events, you guys, they're going to happen no matter what. So guess what? Stress will always be present. So remember that inner space, because it's the most important thing that we have. However, we have to deal with our minds. We have to be able to navigate the consequences of dealing with these emotional disruptions, because these emotions will turn us into slaves if we don't pay attention. We will have a problem that is emotional slavery. And we all experience that. That's why we go to a shrink, to a therapist, or we resort to drugs, or something. Please help. How do we deal with this? Life involves continuous confrontation. There is no advance notice in life. There is unpredictability. We don't know when these things are going to happen. Emotional disruptions. These unpredictable situations sometimes these days appear on our phones, as I told you in the beginning, like my stress levels. And your phone, you guys, your phones. Please pay attention. What are you looking for there? Yes. Your phones are indeed a source of happiness and a source of sorrow. And I'm sorry for those who do social media. Oh my God, so difficult. Since we all have likes and dislikes, we all have to navigate that. People might or might not respect my likes and dislikes, but everyone in life, everyone's life and behavior is going to be governed by this raga and dvesha, your likes and dislikes and my likes and dislikes. And we have to create somehow an understanding, or have an understanding between us or among us. Otherwise, if we move to one end, we have emotional problems. So non-conforming situations or interactions are unavoidable. They always bring about emotional disturbance in the form of disappointments, in the form of irritations, in the form of anger, in the form of hatred, in the form of regret, in the form of worry, in the form of modern stress. Now, our whole life involves continuous stress, and you know why? Because we are continually facing non-conforming situations, because our likes and dislikes cannot be avoided, period. Then what is the solution to this emotional slavery? Well, we have to stay alert. Emotional disturbance, this leads to emotional slavery. From emotional disturbance, we move to emotional slavery. This is based on the important psychological principle that when any emotional disturbance stays in the mind, and especially disturbing emotion for a short while, even when they stay for a short while, the emotion in the mind can grow really fast. Really, really fast. Any emotion outside cannot survive like fish out of water. But if a disturbed emotion stays in the mind, it grows very fast and it grows very strong, like hatred, worry, anxiety, or jealousy. These emotions grow very strong, and you cannot eliminate them. It's very difficult. You can't wait. But let's just say it. It is difficult. Emotional disturbance is unavoidable. And it is a minor problem. Minor problem, why? Because emotional slavery is the problem, between quotes. When we experience this, we become useless. Our minds become useless. They lose the power, its inherent power. It's no longer available to me because my emotions have taken over my mind, rendering it useless. We can't afford that. We need our minds strong. To do any constructive work, I have to change that relationship between non-conforming situations to conforming situations. Non-conforming situations will bring about emotional disruptions. Conforming situations will bring about happiness. So what do we want? Happiness. Therefore, the primary issue with emotional slavery is that the mind becomes useless and also harmful to us. Because when toxic emotions are there in the mind for a long time, we are stressed and get into a variety of health problems. I'm sorry, but this is true. All the problems that are dormant in the body, they all sprout and grow when the mind is under stress. Even the worst disease that we can't find a remedy to it in the body is due to immunity in the body. that is fading despite advancements in medical science. We can't find a solution to cancer yet. Stress leads to lowered immunity. That is an invitation to all kinds of diseases. Even when you catch a cold, you should pay attention. You are under stress. Therefore, the mind becomes futile. The mind becomes harmful. We have to avoid this emotional slavery. How do we avoid this? By using, some people say we don't have it. I say we do. Our free will. Our capacity to make decisions. Our capacity to make the right choices. We have no choice in the first stages, like our likes and dislikes. They are there. Non-consensual situations that lead to emotional disturbances, they will be there. There is nothing we can do, but there is something we can do when it comes to emotional slavery. We have the free will. And we can practice remembering the fact that no matter what, this is going to happen. That is called viveka, discrimination. This is bound to happen because we all want. We all have lots of needs, and that is linked to stress. So watch out. For how long? All the time. You have to pay attention to your thoughts. Know where you are. Call upon yourself. Where am I? Am I traveling with my thoughts? Am I here? We have to make that sankalpa, that vow, strong determination, auto-suggestion, that I will always be alert throughout the day about that emotional disturbance that is going to happen no matter what. We can also practice what we call pratipaksha bhavana, which is to counteract negative thoughts with positive ones. I know it sounds a little mechanical, but I'll give you an example. We have to entertain dharmic thoughts, positive thoughts. So positive thoughts means what? Well, let's just say compassionate thoughts. Well, I don't know what that is, Swami. Well, sometimes, when you have an interaction with somebody, and you somehow, you dislike that person, you can't click with that person. Immediately, before reacting, you can say, breathe in and say, hey, we all have our limitations. We all have our issues. We are all dealing with them the best we can. Nobody's perfect. In fact, we all have these problems because we are all looking for Love, love. We all seek love. There you can find common ground. Do that. I know you can do it because it's logic. What happens to you happens to others. You can also practice being around people that already mastered that. They already mastered that in the form of study the life of saints, being around what we call satsanga, the people who are into this. And also help yourselves. The positive thinking comes out in the form of feeling and vision. As much as you desire for the outside, you can desire for changes and strength through prayer. Use it. It works. It's very ancient. You can write down your prayers. It's very helpful. Trust me. You write down your prayer. What are you writing? My diary, full of prayers. It works. We are creators. We have to use that inherent capacity. We superimpose that capacity to our God. God, help me. It works. I don't want to go into bhakti because I don't have much time for that, but I just want you to know that in Vedanta we deal with the fundamental problem of humanity. You all know that. We deal with the fundamental problem of humanity. The fundamental problem is that we are not going to last forever. We are going to die. So all we have is our present. There is no tomorrow. We are blessed by being alive, conscious of our existence. Look at this beauty, this beautiful day. It's an invitation to go within. How do we deal with this so-called mortality? By asserting our own inherent immortality. Because we are no roles. We are no bodies. We are no ideas. We are just conscious beings. That's what Vedanta says. You can close your eyes and ask yourself, what am I? Your minds will try to take it to the future, to your past. You are witnessing all that. All you have is the awareness of your existence. And that's who you are. And it's perfect. It's eternal. It's not going anywhere. It's always here. That we have to accept. Take a moment. Gift yourself that moment to accept your own nature. That's your divinity. Nothing else. You are not your thoughts. You are not your wants. This is called to know yourself, Atma Vidya. This knowledge, to assert ourselves as divine beings, help us deal with the problem of mortality and stress. See, stress was a very deep problem in our lives. This knowledge enables us to deal with mortality, with stress, with fear, and panic. Sooner or later, the moment will come, and we have to be ready. Till then, live here and now. That simple awareness, consciousness that we are is called the I. The real I. One needs to be established in that immortal aspect. One needs to be established in that immortal aspect of I. It's in me, it's in all of us. This is called the basic conscious person. There is this basic person that is you and I. That conscious person is always relaxed. To see this fact, it doesn't take time. It takes attention and your willingness to confront this. It takes insight. This is what you are, the conscious being, the basic person. When the eyes open, you are the seer. When your ears open, you are the hearer. In other words, you are a simple, conscious being. It is this conscious person who becomes the thinker. It is this conscious person who becomes the seer, the hearer, the liker, the disliker, the walker, the talker, the father, the mother, and all the roles. But you are not the roles. One can play any number of roles with their relevant script to follow. If only one cares to know and pay attention to the fact that I am just a simple conscious being. Simple. So true, huh? That person is already free. The person is not the role, but the role is the person. When one does not see this, there is confusion. Both the role and the person are rolled into one. And that's our personality. B is A. Remember? B is the beggar. A is the actor. A is not B. A is I. Thank you. All is Brahman indeed. Next Sunday, the 3 stages of Chaitanya, Swami Sarvadevananda, will be here on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. No, it's not next. Yeah. We have Prabhrachika Krishna Prana. I think it's a class. And Saturdays at 5 p.m. we have the reading of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna by Swami Chit Brahmananda. Oh. Gita class? Yes, that's right, below. It says Gita class with Swami Sarvadevananda. Saturday 14th. Well, thank you so much, you guys. If you have any questions, after I greet you all, as you guys leave the hall, we can come back and, comment on these. I'm open to questions. Let's close. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, that outer world is Purna, full of divine consciousness. This inner world is also Purna, full of divine consciousness. From Purna comes Purna. From the fullness of divine consciousness, the world is manifested. Taken Purna from Purna, Purna indeed remains, because divine consciousness is non-dual and infinite. Om, peace, peace, peace. Thank you. Oh my gosh, good to see you. All the way from London. Do you guys have any questions? Or comments? Yeah. Well, how are you guys? Good? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Do you guys have any questions? Any comments? Tell me about it. I only slept like 3 hours because I totally forgot about it. And I've been so busy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to put my thoughts together. So I stay up late last night and I slept very little, but here I am. Hey, for you. Of course, I'm just joking. Yes, I also experienced that. Yeah, time changing. Yeah, well, this is, believe it or not, very basic. It's just that we don't stop to contemplate upon this. Mhm. And it's the root cause of all our troubles, really. Because the moment we allow this emotional slavery to take over our minds, it's harder. It's harder. And we need help. So the good thing is, I remember a psychologist once, she told me, the fact that you are reaching out for help, I was very young, I was in my 20s, is a sign of sanity. So to accept and understand that we need help, it's a sign of sanity. And another important thing that we need to know is that no doubt talking, putting things out there, clear your minds by writing or just discussing with others, it is helpful. But what is more helpful is to find a strength within us, because nobody can help us except ourselves. So we have to get back that strength. That comes with determination to stay alert, as I mentioned, determination to make that commitment. I will remember this. To get strength from within by using these dualistic kind of practices that we all know, like prayer, for example, or get hold of sources of inspiration to stay alert. Usually I found that it's difficult to speak, at least the audience, sometimes it's difficult to put everybody on the same plate, right? To speak on bhakti or dualistic practices, sometimes people get it, some other people don't get it. But if we understand how helpful they are to superimpose that I, that conscious being, that is the self, upon that symbol of what we call God, so that we can have a relationship, just like we have with our kids or with our friends or our family, and we can nurture that relationship. It's very powerful. In fact, Sri Ramakrishna advised to practice what we call bhakti, to have an emotional approach, to use our emotional constitution for our benefit. Because we all love. We are lovers. We love everything. We fall in love with things that we love. And the source of all troubles is love. So our nature is love. So let's use it. Let's relate with God.
Shyness. I think that that's a big internal thing that we have, or that I have with my eye.
Shine. I sweet. I sweet. Yes, I get it. I get it. Yes, yes, yes.
How, and part of it's martyrdom, part of it's the way I was raised, maybe, but it's that whole idea of being shy to ask, to be that.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Find that wonderful. And I'm shy. And I knew in person I'm shy, and I use that shyness. I hide with my shyness. It's weird. It's
Yeah, yeah,
weird.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Getting more clear, and that I can take more responsibility for it, which is a blessing.
Yeah, we have to be bold.
Yeah, you gotta be bold.
Yeah,
Even in our thinking.
yeah,
And it's important to show kids that too, especially like 12, 13-year-olds, and it's like they will automatically go to being the best they could ever be. I mean, and put that role on
yes,
themselves.
yes, yes, yes,
And
yes.
I think we're shy of ourselves.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I see it. I see what you mean.
And the idea of sitting.
It's very strange because deep within ourselves, we have like a certainty, like an intuitive certainty that that is true. We know it. Yet, we are shy. We can't afford that anymore because it's detrimental to our life, our health. So we have to be able to help ourselves. For that, we need a strength. So away with shyness. We are lions, not sheep. Yes.
So, in a sense, when we're talking about mind,
Uh-huh.
aren't we creating the monster? And because all that is there are our emotional reactions.
Uh-huh.
And the mind, I mean, just talking about shyness, is that just this kind of constructive place we hold on to our habits?
Of course.
Shyness. So, is not the practice on training ourselves from this living in this concept of mind, or with this concept of mind?
Well, I would go beyond the concept of mind because what we call mind is a fact. It's a fact of life, meaning we experience the world through our senses, okay? And in this physical body and in our subtle body, which is called the mind itself, the mind body. And it's inevitable. We have to understand the aspect of our mind, which is called manas, in the antakarana, the internal organ or subtle body, it's called manas. That manas we need to tame, we need to train, because manas feeds on habits. And we are a bunch of bad habits, including shyness. So we need to create new habits. And these are what I just discussed with you before, to stay alert, to help ourselves by our own selves, to make that resolution. Stay alert in the sense of discriminate. Hey, am I reacting? What do I want? Clearly I want something because I feel it. And I can't really let that, go within me and stay there. It's poison. So we need to change our habits. like wishing other people well, okay? We tend to judge, to criticize. It's so natural, ingrained in our human constitution. Instead, we should be able to bring out that love in the form of compassion, understanding that we are all experiencing the same lack, the same need. We want to feel complete. And in that attempt, we go crazy. We do excuse my French, stupid things. Yes. Well, because you have become your mind. Well, not really, because in reality it's not, but you believe it to be. You believe everything your mind tells you about yourself. Yes, it's a liar. But you believe. So we have to dehypnotize ourselves. It's a long process. But we have to start somewhere, somehow. And it's for all of us. So indeed, the mind is everything. In fact, the transformation, self-knowledge, okay, the whole Vedanta, the Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi, you know, is the ultimate statement of the scriptures. The whole knowledge, wisdom, everything can be summarized in this Mahavakya. Tattvamasi, thou, you are that. What is that? Consciousness. The problem is, we hear that. It was like, sounds sweet, Swami. That's nice. Yet, it fades away. It goes away. Why? Because our minds are not ready. We can take it intellectually, we can grasp it a little bit. Even with our imagination, how is that supposed to be? In our scripture it says that God, what we call God, is everywhere. Everywhere. He's here, in this pillar. Here. Imagine. We are surrounded by God. There is nothing that is not. And if He's everywhere, He's also within us. And it's that. Consciousness. What are you? Conscious beings. Latent. Alive. Present. It's everywhere. Open up and connect with it. Relate to it. Instead of relating to limited things and wanting satisfaction from limited things that we will never find it, connect with you, yourself in everything. I know, sounds a little too high. That's the truth. Well, Swami, I like it, however. That, however, is your mind. We need to work with our minds. That's the key. That's the whole secret. The moment the mind is mature, when you hear Tattvamasi, boom, voila. Happens. And when that happens, the scriptures say, the teachers say you go into some kind of samadhi state. We don't know if we'll come out ever, because it's so blissful. It's so blissful. when we get that aha moment. It is beautiful. You wanted to ask a question?
Yeah, thank you. I'm not a monk.
I know.
I'm human, and
Me too.
I'm human too. And I hear in these teachings, I hear so often about non-attachment and, like you mentioned, having space. And I want to find a balance where I'm not in my relationships, which I tend to go up and down because of relationships.
Uh-huh.
How I perceive people are relating to me.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm looking for love, like you said, and I know that's found in God. But I also don't want to dissociate.
Yes.
I don't want to suddenly become this person who's got space and you're not affecting me anymore. I'm dissociated. I'm repressing.
Beautiful question. Yes.
I don't know how
I
to
need these
balance.
questions. Yes. We need to find balance.
Yeah.
Balance. You should know the truth. The truth is understood, or is processed, or is being processed. I see you quite often. So you come here and you listen. Listening will be like hammering. It creates something, a pattern in your mind. So stay, continue. It will come. Now, life. Because after sharing all these things with you, it's like, that's okay, Swami. I hear you. However, life is life. And I have to interact with others, and I also want love. I want to be with somebody. That's okay. We all want love. We can't stop that. We all need it. We want ourselves back. We want to be fulfilled. But because we don't know the way quite well, the truth is within you. Yet, you try to go within, and it's like, 5 minutes, enough. What is my love? What is my love? Right. It's natural. Be patient. Be patient with yourself. A few things you should know. It's hard truth. Nothing is going to fulfill you completely. Nothing. No human being, no thing from the outside is going to fulfill you completely. However, do I have any hope? Like, I want to live. Go on and live, knowing that you can have your interactions, you can have your relationship. Don't cling to them too much. Try to work on those relationships. Try to be yourself, be real. Yet, know that you cannot cling or carry expectations, because they are also trying their best. You can have common grounds in a relationship. You can have agreements based on respect, love, care. But your path is your path. And this is something that we need to accept in our lives. I know it's hard, but we come alone, and we go alone. And we need to be okay with that. We need to be okay with our being. We have to find that inner space by going within, through prayer. So religious practices are nothing but yogas. Finding inspiration, in Jesus, in Virgin Mary, in whatever source of inspiration you may have. It works, it's necessary. There is magic there. We have to use it. I was raised Catholic, and I was into spiritual practice, religious practice, because I didn't bother much to think about them. I did have lots of questions, and I was in trouble because of that, because I was constantly talking to the priests, tell me, what about this, what about that? Oh, they are all mysteries, so you have to accept, that's a dogma, So, okay. So, but one thing I found, and I'm very grateful, that I discovered some inner space when I was a kid because I was pushed to pray. And we had to go to the chapel every day and pray. I was like, all right, well, there's nothing I can do, so I will pray. So, Jesus, oh Lord Jesus, blah, 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 blah. And you keep doing it, and you, it's nice. I like it. Right. Now what happens? You become a teenager, you become an adult, and life is too much, right? You want so much, and it's like, oh, there is no time for this. Wrong. We have to make the time for that encounter with ourselves. We call it God, encounter with God. Call it whatever it is. That is a priority. A priority in your lives. Without that, we'll get confused. So give me those 15 minutes every day. In the morning and before going to bed, sit on a chair, and just close your eyes and make that determination. I'm going to open my heart and expand. In the morning, before starting the day, before your coffee, okay, after your coffee, a little bit of coffee. But that's the very first thing you do. Open your eyes and you be grateful to be alive, to be present, because this is a gift. Of course. Yeah.
When do you come back?
Well, April, I have to go to Texas. And then I was already scheduled for other Sundays in other places. So I'm not coming back in April, maybe May. You're welcome. Yeah. I know. I mean, it's very interesting because we all have this search for truth, and we're a little careless. We get lost in our lives, in our daily lives, and we never stop to contemplate. And it is so important. And we have everything. We have all the scriptures. We have our teachers who have, their own experience and the way they conveyed this scriptural knowledge in the light of, Vivekananda or Sri Ramakrishna. It's so clear. At least it's so clear to me. And I'm happy to share this with you. But you should find inspiration, you guys. You should find inspiration. Take your time to study, to read, to connect to something higher that is permanent. Okay? Because everything we connect here at this level, it's all impermanent. It has a beginning and it has an end. Yes?
You had said earlier that some people don't believe in free will, but you do. And I was listening to Alan Watts.
Yeah.
And he was saying that, we're always like looking for our path and are we on the right course? Are we lost? And he said something that I wondered how you thought about. He said, you are the path. I'm the path. Like, I can't do it wrong. Whatever's happening, that's what's supposed to be happening. Is that, it like takes all the responsibility off of me to think that, okay, I went to nursing school, I should have done this other thing, I did this and I should have done that, and I married him and I shouldn't have, all of that.
Yeah. Well, let's just say that we try our best, meaning we all Of course, everything is written. Of course, there is no free will. Why are we here? It's because there is an engineer, somebody is responsible for all this, and there is a determination for everything already in the designer. However, we are here all playing roles. And that designers gave us the capacity to make choices. And based on those choices, we make decisions. Practicing prayer is a decision making. Your choice is to lead a spiritual life, or at least to resort to something higher than pure materialism and superficiality, right? Because that's empty. So that's a choice. So whether everything is determined or not, look, we are all in the process of finding ourselves back, meaning we are all in the process of getting out of this maze. You know what a labyrinth is? This labyrinth is like, lost, but there is a way out. We know there is a way out. Okay? We are in a maze. So we need to find the way out. Yes, the way out is within you. It's within you. Okay. So, why do we go there? Like there is no, everything is determined, that there is no free will. If it's something, it is our own experience, our daily experience. To use that capacity to make a difference. Based on my intellect, I can tell, I can feel when things are right and when things are wrong. I'm not an animal. I could be worse than an animal if I don't use that capacity. Read the news. Terrible. Yeah, you become like, you don't feel anything. When you go down the hill, when you make wrong decisions, you become worse than an animal. You stop feeling, you stop being human. Right? So we have to make effort to make the right choices, yes. The efforts that we make to hang out with the right people, to be around people that will help me, or around circumstances that are conducive to my path, or to what I believe is true. You don't have that? Who says so? That's the power we have to move forward. Now, what happens to us is not up to us. Like I experienced a bunch of things, you know, if we get older. I had an accident one day, and I was like, why? Why did that happen? You know? Because I try hard, you know, to stay alert, to do the best I can, and so I passed out. Well, it wasn't an accident, it's just I passed out. I was in a cave, and there was no oxygen. But I hurt my back really bad. I hurt my back. And after that, I was never the same, meaning I have, unfortunately, you know, sometimes the back issues, like a herniated disc, and, you know, so the good thing is that you have to exercise, you know, because that's, but so there is always, you know, that bright light there, okay? So I asked myself, well, there is a reason, is there any reason for this? Maybe. Clearly there is something, because it already happened. So there's nothing we can do about it. So we have to live with it. We all have a spectrum of certain tendencies. Like, for example, in astrology, it is said that you could be good with knives. You go like, what? Yes, we could be good with knives. Should I, work for a circus or something? I don't know. No, no. You could be a killer, or you could save lives. And that is your choice. We all come with some tendencies, There's nothing we can do about it. Just like the fact that I had an accident. It happened. Sri Ramakrishna fell down and broke his arm. And even though he was Sri Ramakrishna, you might have read that he was like, why did this happen to me? Can't believe this. Hey, help. Tell me why this happened to me. Right. So, life is going to happen. There will be some cause that will take us out of these bodies, There is nothing we can do about it. What we can do is know the truth and lead a good life. That we can do. And I'm very, I don't know why I get a little, because nobody can take that from you. That's the strength you have to make the right choices, to make the right decisions. That's a source of strength. That freedom. Okay, that's what makes us humans. So you are the path. It could be seen from different angles. Yes, I'm the path because I already made the decision, so I'm here, I'm walking. And I know what I want. And I know where I'm heading. I don't think that we need to go too philosophical. I'm more of a practical approach to all this. As you can see, these concepts are very philosophical. Right, are very oh my God, this was a secret, you guys. For generations, ages, this knowledge was a secret. Only a few could have this privilege, the privilege to study this. Only a few. But I don't believe in this. I love Swami Dhyanayogananda when he came to the US in 1893 for the first Parliament of Religions. He openly spoke. Boom. You are that. Let me tell you, you are the Atman. People were like, what? Yes, you are a divine being. And people, oh my God, that sounds great. Right. So, and I believe that there are ways to experience that. We all experience that all the time. We experience our own divinity all the time. When we fulfill our tiny little desires, our expectations, we get a little bit of bliss. A piece of cake. 3, 2, 1, gone. But that moment, that connection, a spark that happened between your expectation, the contact of your senses, you experience your own being, which is bliss. That's why we get addicted to our senses, because all we want to experience is ourselves. So there is a way to turn these teachings into more a practical or daily approach or daily experience. It's not very traditional, though. Let me just be honest with you. There are different approaches or ways to approach this. Some are going to go by the book. I'm going to mention you need these requirements, requisites, and you go, oh my God, I'm never going to get any of that. Or just go straight to your experience. What is your experience? So believe, take it, accept it. This is true. This is true. So yes, I think that we are given the gift of having that capacity of making choices, and people call it free will, whatever, however you want to call it. It is there. It is real. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. I love this, so you don't. I can continue for ages, but. Thank you. I'll see you next time.